Hello dear students, welcome to the another video tutorial of mammalian histology. Okay, so in last few sessions we are engaged with the histological study of the alimentary canal and organs which represents this alimentary canal. Okay, so very first lecture we have seen the histological organization of alimentary canal. Okay, we have seen the all over the abdominal cavity is engaged with various organs on the parts of the digestive system like mouth, teeth, salivary glands, pharynx, esophagus, liver, stomach, pancreas, large intestine, small intestine, rectum and anus. So this session will be the last session for the alimentary canal itself. Okay, so we have seen the esophagus, stomach, the various outline of the digestive system. We have seen the basal structural pattern of the alimentary canal, the intrinsic uh, plexuses, as well as the mucosa, submucosa, serosa. Okay, and in between the layers like epithelium layer, lamina propria layer, the constituents within the lamina propria, muscularis mucosae, as well as in the submucosa, the muscularis externa, the peculiar characteristics of the longitudinal muscle, circularis muscle, okay, and the serosa as well as the peculiar characteristics of serosa like the epithelium and composed of the mesothelium containing the connective tissue network, okay, and the uh, mucosa associated with the uh, lymph tissues and all these things. Okay, we have uh, also seen in detail the esophagus. Okay, we have seen the mucosa, submucosa, and the adventitia or the serosa, the peculiaris characteristics. Okay, and its distinguishing features like the presence of the connective tissue papillae as well as non-keratinized squamous epithelium and role of the non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelium in the esophagus. Okay, and we have seen its cross sections to the muscularis mucosae, lamina propria, as well as the esophageal uh, gland proper, and what are the proper functions of the esophageal gland proper we have seen. Okay, the muscularis as well as we have seen the distinguishing features. We have all the information we have collected into the one particular chart, and we have named it with the key facts about the particular organ whatever it is. Okay, so we have seen the stomach, we have seen the esophagus is opening with the uh, cardiac sphincter, okay, to the cardiac region, fundic region, and the three regions of the stomach, the pyloric region. Okay, we have seen its uh, anatomy as well as the histology within the layers like the mucosa, submucosa, muscularis externa, and serosa is present, whereas it having some uh, digestive enzyme secreting glands or the cells which having with the containing in one particular rugae or the pit. Okay, that pit containing the parietal cells, the chief cells, the enteroendorphin cells or the enteroendocrine cells, whatever their secretions like HCl secretions and all the they are engaged with the chemical digestion of the food what we have taken, and that chemical digestion is referred as the chyme. Okay, and that chyme further going to the small intestine for the further activities. Okay, and we have seen like uh, the rugae is the main character of the stomach. That rugae is going to protect our stomach for itself digested by means of secreting the acids and all digestive enzymes. Okay, whereas we have seen in the duodenum, okay, where it is uh, uh, the small intestine part, okay, the mucosa uh, secreting the that mucuses for the um, all over the uh, consumptions as well as the absorption. Okay, whereas the goblet cells, where they are absorptive cells, we know, and these goblet cells having unicellular mucous glands containing the mucin droplets, okay, that are going to help within the digestion. They're going to secrete, they are going to secrete the mucus. Okay, the number is uh, great in the jejunum and ileum. Okay, we have seen the intestinal villi structures, the leaflet-like structures, and the uh, peculiar characteristic uh, of the duodenum is the presence of the Brunner's gland. Okay, that Brunner gland that going to secrete the uh, mucuses. Okay, whereas is present into the submucosa region. Okay, and we have seen the ileum structure in there before last section. Okay, where as the posterior largest part of the intestine. Okay, whereas the lamina propria and all these resides. Okay, the crypts are seen in this part for the, and these scripts are going to get um, if the person is going to increase age, as his age increases, that scripts goes undergoes degeneration. Okay, whereas in this session we are going to focus on the last part of the alimentary canal, that will be the rectum. Okay, but as you all know, the rectum is the anterior rectum will be the last part of the large intestine. Okay, as these large intestine get divided into colon, rectum, and the anal canal. Okay, the large intestine thoroughly going to have the regions, the mucosa, submucosa, and serosa like. Okay, whereas you can see the topographically or structurally these large intestine or the rectum is get divided into three main segments, which are named as colon, rectum, and the anal canal. Okay, whereas the mucous membrane of the colon is smooth. Okay, there is no presence of the villi. Okay, in the mucosa region of the rectum. Okay, as if you, although says the colon in the rectum there is no villi are present, so that will be also correct. Okay, so the no villi or the leaflet like structures or the microvilli are present into the rectum, as this rectum is going to refer his role for the uh, absorption of the electrolytes as well as absorption of the water, excess water from the fecus. Okay, and secretion of some mucuses for the uh, smooth uh, smooth functioning, that the fecus is going to that fecus is going to continue its path towards the anus, and that um, uh, fecus is thrown out of the body, which is the undigested food. Okay, so the mucous membrane is the colon has a smooth surface. Okay, it having this smooth surface, as there are no plici or the villi are present. Okay, so the long straight tubular gland extend from the surface down through the entire thickness of the mucosa. Okay, and these glands are nothing but the crypts of the liver cone. Okay, and that crypts of the liver cone, the cells are only presence of the goblet cells, and these goblet cells are not present abundantly. Okay, rare goblet cells are present in these regions. Okay, where are the peanuts and the argentafin cells are very rare found in these region, whereas the goblet cells, as compared to the goblet cells. Okay, so the mucous membrane going to perform two functions over here. Okay, what are that two functions? First one is absorption of water. Okay, and second one is copious secretions of the mucus. As I said, the absorption of water, that means the absorption of the electrolytes, all the ions. Okay, the sodium ions and all these, K plus or the Ca plus or the iodine, all these things are going to absorb, reabsorption are taken place in these large intestine or the rectum. Okay, whereas why these reabsorption is happen over there. Okay, so the reabsorption going to confine the all your electrolytes, your body is going to reabsorb from the that undigested fecal matter. Okay, and ultimately that fecus is going to pass from your uh, uh, large intestine and thrown out of your body. Okay, the wastage of these electrolytes, which are very helpful for your metabolism thing. Okay, that metabolism, for the regular metabolism or the smooth functioning for the metabolism, is carried out by means of these electrolytes, and these electrolytes are conserved or the saved by the process named as the reabsorption or the absorption of water. Okay, and that copious secretion of the mucuses for the smooth um, function or the smooth movement of the fecus throughout the rectum. Okay, throughout the large intestine, that uh, for that purpose this copious secretion of the mucus is secreted by these glands. Okay, so as you can see in this picture, okay, where there are the you can see the anatomy of the large intestine. Okay, where there, as you can see, the where small intestine or the ileum going to open into the large intestine, where there, as you can see, the appendix. Okay, and these regions that of the large intestine get divided into the various three parts. Okay, where at the hepatic plexus, phrenic plexus, okay, and then the rectum. Okay, whereas we are interested in the study of the rectum. Okay, as it is in our syllabus. Okay, as you can see the cross section or the TS of these large intestine, as you can see in the mucosa region, you can see at the surface the opening of the crypts you can see, whereas the presence of the goblet cells you can see. Okay, and in the mucosa region you can see the crypts that present in the this mucosa region, where whereas these crypts are going to perform um, the role for the reabsorption of the electrolytes and all these things. Okay, whereas the submucosa region, you can see the muscularis mucosae, the muscular layer in between submucosa and the mucosa, okay, where to provide the extra stability for this structure. Okay, whereas in the submucosa you can see the Lieberkühn cells. Okay, you can see the its origin, it's in the mucosa, but the body presence of these crypts of the Lieberkühn are in the submucosa region. Okay, and that circular muscle layers, as you can see in between the submucosa and the serosa. Okay, and that longitudinal muscle layers that in between the submucosa and the serosa. Okay, whereas these whereas the cells, that goblet cells, um, also performing the absorption of water and the mucus secretion of the mucouses. Okay, the mucus going to lubricate the surface of the rectum. Okay, and facilitates the forwarding of the gradually dehydrated fecus. Okay, that gradually dehydrated fecus uh, by means of the activity of the reabsorption of the electrolyte. But these mucus secretions going to um, uh, provide the lubrication for the surface of the rectum, and the fecus material going to pass easily. Okay, the lamina propria region of the mucosa going to extend up between the glands, but it going to reduce to minimum because the tubules are close together. Okay, and these solitary lymph nodules are present in the mucosa section, and that going to push the um, going to push through the muscularis mucosae into the submucosa region. But the muscularis mucosae consists of an inner circular and the outer longitudinal layer of the smooth muscles. Okay, as you can see in this picture, the these are the picture of the rectum. Okay, the uh, highlighted structures. Okay, and these are the stain by the hematoxylin and eosin stain. At the medium magnification you can see the lumen at the below the mucosa layer, which is showing the crypts of the Lieberkühn. Okay, then the submucosa region having the uh, colaris cocae. Okay, then the circular muscle region of the serosa and longitudinal muscles. Okay, okay, so as you can see, these right side picture going to show you the mucosa region and the crypts of Lieberkühn cells and the presence of the some goblet cells in the this region. Okay, as you proceed towards the submucosa region, okay, where the submucosa, it is loosely arranged connective tissue network containing the large blood vessels and the nerve plexus of the meningia. Okay, that means it having the uh, uh, loosely arranged connective tissue network, as well as containing the large blood vessel networks. Okay, and the capillaries. Okay, and the nerve network which is situated into the submucosa region of the rectum. Okay, then these solitary lymph follicles of the submucosa region going to originate, although in the lamina propria. Okay, that means these solitary lymph follicles are going to originate from the lamina propria, but it going to lie mainly in the submucosa region. Okay, where the lamina propria is the region of the mucosa. Okay, so the muscularis, as you proceed towards the muscularis externa, which is the inner circular and the longitudinal layer of the muscle fibers, okay, which going to form these layers for the muscularis externa. Okay, and the orbus plexus, that this orbus plexus is going to lie as usual in between these two layers. Okay, where muscularis externa and the serosa, that it having the coiled muscular layer. Okay, and having the extra bit of the connective tissue network for the extra stability for these layers. Okay, or this structure of the rectum. Okay, so as you proceed towards the serosa, the outer coat, that is serosa, is incomplete in the mesothelial covering of this outer coat of serosa is absent. Okay, so as you can see, the outer coat uh, for the large intestine or the rectum is going to provide for the for these absent, because okay, to increase the elasticity of the rectum. Okay, if the rectum is not going to extend its limits, at that time the fecus hardening and all these things happens. Okay, and the various complications of the rectum are there for the serosa purposes. Okay, or the you can see the piles and all these things are the medical conditions are happen if our digestive system is going to protrude out from the anal opening. Okay, so the distinguishing features of the rectum, the plici and the villi are absent. Okay, and the crypts of the Lieberkühn are present. These crypts of the Lieberkühn are longer glands. Okay, and they contains only goblet cells. Okay, and rare presence of the some other cells, where there are the solitary lymph nodules are present into the mucosa, but they going to they also extend in the submucosa region. Okay, where and the fourth peculiar character is serosa is incomplete. Okay, so the key facts about the rectum, the gross anatomy, or the two, it going to divide into the two flexes. Okay, that are sacral region and the perineal region. Okay, where there are the rectal folds, the superior, middle, and the inferior. These are the folds for the rectum. Okay, the rectal ampulla region having the reservoir during the defecation. That rectal ampulla region going to store the fecus for the some period of time. Okay, and that is defecated out by means of the anal opening. Okay, whereas the supply, whereas the arteries and the veins supply, okay, or the uh, these artery supplies in the submucosa region is through the superior, middle, inferior rectal arteries. Okay, and the veins, the superior, middle, inferior, and rectal veins. Whereas we are interested in the histology of the rectum, the intestinal epithelium is going to cover by the simple columnar epithelium layer. Okay, and at the anal transitional zone, okay, where there are the stratified squamous and the non-keratinized cells are seen. Okay, whereas the function of the rectum will be the absorption or the reabsorption of the electrolytes. Okay, and going to contains the mucous secretion for the surface lubrication. Okay, and we are going to stop here. We have finished with the alimentary canal. Okay, and in next session we will focus on the glands associated with the digestive system. Okay, mainly the three type of the salivary glands: parotid gland, first one, then the submandibular gland, and the sublingual gland. Okay, then we will proceed towards the some other organs which are having the role in the digestive system, like liver, then the pancreas. Okay, uh, then then the other respiratory or the other organs. Okay, where we are stop here, and we will going to meet in the next session. Thank you.